G2 want to keep them locked in, so they have. Daniel steps up in the midfield. He's got Atomic off the ceiling, just faking the pass. The double doesn't land, but beast mode does!
Well, folks, let's see if they can do it. Well, G2 is the favorite on the desk. They're the favorites in chat. They're the favorites in the head-to-head. They're the favorites on the win streak in every single way. But all of that wonderful stuff is made to just come crashing down at some point, right? Space Station's going to try and make it happen right now. Space Station versus G2, round 2.
Space Station haven't won once against G2 all split, but will this be the day? If you shoot for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars, and they are facing the stars of North America in G2.
Listen, all I've heard today is it has been nothing but upsets, sweeps. Everybody is doing what is near the supposed impossible. I'm not here to count out SSG, but at the end of the day, G2, they are still them. They made it all the way to the finals at the major. They're incredible, right? Do they get taken down here? That's the question we all want to know.
That's the part, right? Can Laniel transfer to online? Is it on Laniel? I don't know. That sounds really stupid, but G2, the only people that have been able to even beat them, to hold a candle to them, is Gen G and Atomic flicking it above. 2 in the net, SSG save. But really, expect the unexpected in day 1 of Friday.
Exactly, and I think one thing I feel like is fair to say is when you have met up so many times before, eventually something has to go your way, right? You would think, and right now it is working out that way. Space Station, not 1 but 2 saves coming off that one. And here it is, finally a big clear here from Chicago. And Atomic tries to get this one over to beast mode. hockser off the ceiling, crazy little pinch there still. The read comes through, Daniel gets demoed for his efforts. Atomic up next, leaves this one for beast mode, but a save comes through.
Oh, and Atomic with another setup in beast mode gets to stand by and drive that in. And Atomic has been saying in the most recent video from G2's channel how his teammates are young, they haven't won a lot, and he has to step up as the most experienced person on the team, to be the leader, to be the person who helps drive what change, if change at all. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. G2 with a lead.
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's fair to say, right? Beast mode, Daniel, it's a long-standing duo together. They were together over on B1. They've been kind of doing their thing for a little minute here, but it's okay. On the flip side is Space Station. LJ in particular, double off the backboard here. hockser left that one for him. That is a glimpse of a Carmine Corp style shot. And this one gets sent infield. hockser, huge clear upfield. Daniel just long shot out, trying to give his team some room to breathe. And of course, that means it's an attempt for an SSG transition. Low boost there for LJ, still wins his 50 on this one. And Chicago's up next into the sky. And here comes Daniel. Demoed off the field. This one gets sent back. Beast mode tries to push through. Atomic has the opportunity to do so. He clears in. 2-1 G2 back up in the lead.
Great initial effort out of LJ to even make that save, and hockser was right around the corner, but wasn't afforded enough seconds. G2 starting to take their boost, their resources. G2 want to keep them locked in, so they have. Daniel steps up in the midfield. He's got Atomic off the ceiling, just faking the pass. The double doesn't land, but beast mode does. 3-1 for G2.
This team is so nasty. I think you said the perfect word to describe them, which is suffocating. Daniel went for the double, doesn't quite land, but beast mode already there in the faces of SSG, ready to get the follow-up, and they do. They extend the lead up by 2. G2 stride now sitting in fairly good positioning for these next 90 seconds or so. As this one falls down, beast mode tries to transition this one upfield. hockser, the one to take it away, tries to take a shot. It's a little slow on the ground, and Daniel sends this one away.
And SSG are trying to pick up the pace, even with these ground pitches, to catch G2 off guard. And now G2 seem to have stabilized in this moment. It's awkward bounce off the wall, almost giving a shot for Chicago. Now Atomic versus LJ, they're getting mixed up, but Atomic goes up high, goes down low, collides with a few teammates, a few bodies, and somehow this doesn't squeak by. But I think SSG are quite happy with that.
Oh man, SSG are definitely happy happy they haven't been scored on in the last 30 seconds. They're probably a little frustrated at the amount of shots that have gone on target and just plays in general. Finally, LJ, a flick over one, but not on target means a demo for your efforts. You get sent back home by G2. 35 seconds left here in this game number 1. And I will say, I don't think SSG look bad. It's just G2 are still G2. Their style is so, like you said, suffocating to play against. You never get room to quite formulate a play of your own against them. And in that case, you have to create your own. And I haven't seen too many demos, too many bumps opening up any pathing for SSG. So what you gotta do is, like, you take the next 6 seconds with your head held high, you head into game number 2 with a new plan, hopefully, against this team. Otherwise, this is going to look like the last 3 matchups we've seen between G2 and SSG.
Well, the flawless streak continues for G2, at least in this game 1. They swept cold in their first match, and it was SSG who went the distance.
And it hasn't been too bad for them, right? They definitely are contention. I would put them in, like, my top 6, arguably, but you are playing a top 2 consistent top 1 team. It's a Daniel shot sent off by LJ in a demo. Tries to reset things a little bit there for G2.
And LJ's making almost every save. The issue that SSG falls into is the follow-up. And then G2 just start choking them out. Beast mode with the demo, 3-on-2 for G2. Daniel with the double save by Chicago. But Atomic is now first on it, and G2 get another swing at this. Now the pass is right in the box, and how does SSG break out of this? It's a pass to Chicago to make some space. 2 in front of him of G2, collides with Daniel, and Atomic will try to get this out.
And this one floats down corner. Daniel, big clear up over to Atomic. Low on boost, though. Most he can do is try and center it for Daniel, but LJ had it red. Daniel's going to turn this one around from the ceiling, uses the reset to get another touch on it. Floater down, but Chicago, again, SSG just kind of anticipating G2 trying to work together to get around the defense, which is usually what they do. So if you have that in mind, you know that in the back of your head they're going to work together to get around you. There's not going to be as many solo plays that could be in the favor of SSG. And also, props to SSG. The fact that this game has been scoreless is massive.
Yeah, it takes some shots to score, though, but the one that SSG got is the one they converted, and that is the first lead we're gonna see in minutes.
I need a montage of how many times I've done this to multiple RLCS teams, where I sit there and I make the call that things have been scoreless for like near 3 minutes, and then somebody scores within 2 seconds.
How stifled their offense has been so far. hockser can't get the reset, and Chicago will slow down the counterattack from G2, but all SSG have to do is not give up a goal.
10 seconds between SSG and a win against G2. hockser, very low boost. He works together with Chicago to clear this one all the way up. It bounces up into the sky. Here comes LJ. Can he carry this one down? Can he kill the ball, or can he score? For now, they'll take putting the ball on the ground, but Space Station Gaming tie up the series. I'm very excited to see how this next one goes. Space Station tie up the series as we head on over into game number 3.
The series is tied 1-1, and yeah, the expectations for G2 are so high because they've shown us that they are the best, but not only just the best in North America, but they are competitive against EU's best as well, getting to the final. This is, like the desk said, it was a major showing at Copenhagen. So G2, are they able to keep this up? And it's a dunk from Atomic, and Chicago can't scoop it out in time.
Is this like a dunk from like midfield? What is this? Atomic off of LJ. And Chicago just tried to race back, couldn't quite get into it. And there you have it. G2 off the beginning seconds of game number 3.
Right, it's a lead by 1-0, and SSG, oh, they fire back. Atomic ready in the net, but here's Chicago with a rebound. 3-on-2 for SSG. The pinch down low that Daniel tries to escort out, but hockser robs him of that. LJ seeing the dives out of G2, trying keep this play going for SSG. LJ with an attempted double, and even hockser down low. SSG are trying everything they can, throwing everything but the kitchen sink with the equalizer in SSG's path. Demo after demo, SSG have the man advantage but can't convert.
What's insane is all three players on G2's stride had near no boost at one point, and we're still making the saves, still had that backboard covered. This is a huge clear, finally breathing room for G2, but how long is it gonna last? Chicago up into the sky. Here comes Daniel, just wants to clear this one out of the vicinity at that point, and LJ is gonna race back. Beast Mode and Daniel gonna try and turn this into a quick 2v1. Daniel prepping off the ceiling, reset past one, past the midfield line. Chicago there to clear, 5 seconds left. It's a shot on target, and it's a Beast Mode save. That one goes back, and this one's gonna hit the ground. G2 take game number 2.
Well, SSG have been in a similar position before. They were also looking at a 2-1 series deficit against Shopify Rebellion, staring down the barrel of match point before they came back, forced the game 5, and SSG won. So they have the confidence to fight back. G2, they seem like an unbeatable team in the realm of North America, but SSG have been on the rise. They're aiming for the moon, as I said. For now, SSG's defense being tested. hockser in the corner being challenged here by Atomic. hockser gets past it, now overwhelmed by Daniel. G2, they're just constantly forcing these 50s that sometimes they win, and even if they don't, the pace is so slowed down on SSG's offense.
He's scored yet in this first minute, which could be a good sign if you're SSG, but what is terrifying is if Daniel is trying to go for bump plays this early on.
And even Atomic was pre-jumping, but Daniel said, I got it. But then he threw the ball right at 3 defenders of SSG. But man, if you got Atomic pre-jumping, it gets everyone from SSG looking both ways. Where could this attack from G2 be coming from? But for now, it's SSG trying to materialize their offense of their own. This almost comes down to LJ, but it's a brick wall of G2 in front of the net. Now that hockser is demoed, it's up to Chicago. LJ looking for the bump on the beast mode, who still manages to get the save. And Daniel will kick it out.
And LJ pinched that one off Daniel's car all the way upfield, and yet somehow SSG still seemed in favor of holding on to control right now. This one in the corner here, Beast Mode trying to push past one. Great challenge there from hockser as this one gets sent back, and they're gonna work together. Power of friendship, that's what's gonna get SSG out of their own half finally, and LJ is gonna take a shot here. Daniel, no boost, goal line save, and G2 still managed to keep SSG out.
G2 plays so safe. There's always someone in the net able to make the save, if not 2. So it's taken everything out of SSG. Still a 0-0 score heading into the second half, reminiscent of game 2. Beast Mode with looking like an open net. Does Daniel want to stuff LJ into a locker? He still makes the miraculous save. Chicago's in the net, and it's the floater on the goal line.
But any moment for that ball not to go in, the follow-ups will always come through.
Now G2 mechanically are very incredible to watch, and SSG have looked better as the series goes on, but facing now match point against G2 with a lead now for G2. This is a tough place to be playing from until LJ will save the day.
Oh my gosh, look at this. He popped it up so high. And even Chicago said, you know what, if I leave this and I don't put a touch on it, they might not know where it's gonna go in this one. He plays it low and down to the ground. SSG tie things up. This is a huge pivotal moment. Here comes Daniel, 5 seconds left to go. Still a tied game if somebody wants to steal it in the last remaining moments, but the ball gets killed overtime between G2 and SSG. Off the kickoff is Beast Mode. This one headed wide towards net, and hockser looking to slow things down as Atomic goes for the challenge, wins it off 1, wins it off 2, and Beast Mode with a shot. Does he have the space for a double? No, but a demo opens up the opportunity for Daniel to go. Leaves this one to float down to Atomic, but a small clear slows things down enough for SSG to stay alive.
But SSG gotta force the issue. Now LJ against Daniel. Patience, 0 boost though. LJ needs help. And Daniel is looking free. hockser can't make the save. G2 take the series.
You asked if Daniel could compute till Daniel online, and he can. He is him off the back of his car. hockser just not in a position to make the save, and G2 have done it